Today is a special day, and that's not just because Total War Arena is releasing next week. Nope, unfortunately I just made that up. The real reason you should be excited is because we're going to be looking at another spear unit in the Total War universe that doesn't suck. This is the Heavy Spears unit, and it's actually really good. Now Rome 2, spear units, barbarian spear units, I can see why many would be skeptical. And I gotta admit, while the Heavy Spears unit is great for its price, it's not gonna be a game winner. In fact, a lot of its use comes as a support unit for your main killers. That's why you don't see this unit in any tournament matches, because in Rome 2, a spear is at the end of the day a spear, while a sword unit, especially a barbarian sword unit, is a sword and a spear combined because it can kill infantry and cavalry equally as effectively. Which is a shame, because the Heavy Spears are a really cool unit that can be very strong if you use them correctly. They are unique to Gedai and occupy kind of a niche role among spears. They cost 480 talents, which is a lot more than cheap spears ranging from 180 to 300 or 350 talents, but 480 talents is a lot less than what you would pay for a mid-tier spear on the other hand. Mid-tier spears cost around 600 to 700. And what this does is create a tightrope for this unit to balance on, and it does this perfectly. Now what exactly do I mean by that? Well, at 480 talents, these units are cheap enough for you to bring a couple or even 4 or 5 and still have enough money for the precious noble swords, Gedai's elite infantry. Or you could spend the extra cash on the deadly skirmish troops that Gedai has in Dacian Heavy Bowmen or Dacian Heavy Skirmishers. Either of these options would give you enough firepower to destroy the enemy army, but you have added protection against cavalry with spears in your army. But you can do this with any other spear. Why bring these guys? Well, that's for 4 big reasons. Number 1. These units have shield screen. Having defensive abilities might be common for civilized spear units, but for a barbarian spear unit at their cost, almost totally unique. In fact, the only other barbarian spear unit that has this ability is the Scutari Spearmen for the Iberian factions. Access to shield screen is so undeniably important for a unit that costs so less because it gives them something few other spears have, and that is versatility. Turning on shield screen after their charge makes spear units last a lot longer in battle, as well as getting them a lot more kills than they would normally. Combine that with a strong base melee defense stat of 58 and you have a unit that gives you time. Time for you to throw javelins, or time to use your elite swords to destroy the enemies and crash into their rear while your heavy spears hold the center. Number 2. Heavy spears are deadly against cavalry. This is due to 2 things that happen when they come into contact with horses. 1. They have a 25 bonus versus cavalry, 5 to 10 higher than other spears at their cost. The other is that they have cavalry counter tactics, which gives them a huge cavalry bonus for 30 seconds once you activate it. This combination of 25 cavalry bonus with cavalry counter tactics is completely unique to the Heavy Spears unit. No other spear unit has this. Number 3. Heavy spears have 65 armor. Again, this is a rarity among barbarian spears, and it really helps both the versatility of this unit as well as its staying power in melee. They carry a Celtic shield which gives them a 40% chance to block missiles and have a high enough base armor value that they are quite resistant to both melee infantry and missiles for a spear unit of their price. Number 4. As their name suggests, the heavy spears are heavy. This means that they have heavy mass, making them that much more resilient to cavalry charges. This is definitely an important stat and can't be overlooked because it makes these guys one of the few spear units that are worth bringing against a Parthia or an Armenian army, apart from Levi Freeman, that is. They won't completely crumble off of a charge unlike most other barbarian spears at their price range. Especially with shield wall, they'll suffer maybe single-digit casualties if they're braced, no matter what type of cavalry charges at them. So this should have convinced you that these are some excellent units, but they do have 2 massive weaknesses. One that springs to everyone's mind is their lack of precursor javelins. That is a huge thing to take away from them. It is the single quickest way to make a spear unit pay for itself. One javelin volley onto a cavalry unit can get you around 10 kills right off the bat. And the second weakness is that these units have only 22 weapon damage, while the others have 26. Now this isn't the worst thing. In fact, at 15 base and 7 armor penetration damage, the heavy spears have 1 extra point of armor penetrating damage, but it's still worse than its spears. Still, the fact that there are so many amazing things going on for the heavy spear ensures that it is the best barbarian spear unit for its price range, and the fact that it's so good allows Gedai to bring some truly weird but effective armies. Recommended upgrade? 0. This is Rome 2, we don't do upgrades here. Recommended role? Whatever you want them to be. Frontline holding troops for a strong skirmish contingent, they can do that. Cavalry support, they can definitely do that. They really are a jack of all spears. Recommended number? 2 to 6. Depends on how crazy you want to be. A 6 spear frontline will only work with a ton of javelins and noble swords or noble horsemen, but it definitely works, and that's in no small part due to the heavy spears. Thanks for watching another episode of the Unit Review series. Leave a like if you're going to bring more heavy spears in your Gedai army. They can really be a fun faction if you choose to go off the sword spam path. Let me know which unit you guys want reviewed next, and until next time guys, peace.